Croatia's second largest city is situated on some beautiful rugged coastline, but are their sports venues equally spectacular? Let's find out. Here are the stadiums and arenas of Split, Croatia. Spaladium Arena is a venue with an interesting name and an understated exterior consisting of sheet metal and glass. Shortly after opening, it hosted the 2009 World Men's Handball Championships, which it will co-host again in 2025. As you can see, it has also hosted the aquatic equivalent of handball, water polo. That is especially popular in former Yugoslavia. The venue has had a bit of a shaky existence. It had to be shut down in the past because the operators couldn't cover the cost of maintenance, and that has happened again, and the city has taken over the place. Even its website doesn't work, so they better get their act together if they do want to host the 2025 World Men's Handball Championships. They could be missing out on millions of kunas. Oh wait a minute, Croatia recently changed to the euro, didn't they? So they could be missing out on hundreds of euros. Stadion Poljud was originally built to host the 1979 Mediterranean Games. First it had a capacity of 55,000, later rising to 62,000. It's less than 2/3 of that today, owing to the installation of seating throughout that replaced what was just straight up concrete terracing. Yet it is still the largest stadium in Croatia, sort of. I mean, Stadion Maksimir in Zagreb has a slightly larger maximum capacity, but that has been reduced due to damage caused by an earthquake. Whether the biggest or not is probably what most people would consider to be the best stadium in the country. The most notable aspect to the stadium's design is probably the shell-like roofs, which not only look spectacular while sheltering a good portion of the seats on either side of the ground, but their sloping nature along with the open ends allows for some decent views of the surrounding scenery. The unique architecture is why about a decade ago the stadium was added to the Register of Cultural Property of the Republic of Croatia. Stadion Stari plac. It might seem hard to believe, but Hajduk Split called this place home from 1911 when it opened, until 1979 when Stadion Poljud was built. It even hosted the Yugoslavia national team on some occasions. However, the capacity was around 20,000 back in those days. It has since been partially demolished. The ground is now primarily used for rugby, even hosting the Croatian national rugby team from time to time, which shows you that it's not a particularly popular sport here. The current day stadium is tiny. What I do appreciate, as always, are the hedges. There are also some benches. That'll keep the smokers happy, because benches and hedges it sounds like name of a tobacco company. Arena Gripe was also built for those Mediterranean Games. It too has a very distinctive design. I just love that exterior. It's kinda retro but also futuristic. I think they have a name for that kind of architecture. Well done Zivorad Yankovic and Slaven Rožić, the architects. This venue is split between a couple of teams. One basketball team, one futsal team. But as you can see, it's split that is the main tenant. The basketball one. I was rather disappointed to find out that despite the colour scheme, they are not called Banana Split. Missed opportunity, although the futsal team that plays here is named after a supermarket, so even KK Split is a better name than that. Stadion Park Mladeži. This stadium was once known as the Turkish Tower, the reason being that that's the name of a nearby hill, which lent its name to the neighbourhood, which lent its name to the stadium, which lent its name to... no, that was it. The stadium was actually never completed according to its original plans, but one thing they were sure to get finished is the stone wall that partially surrounds the stadium. Croatia is so rocky that they need to do something with all those rocks, so you do see a lot of stone fences and walls. Oh, and by the way, they brought these floodlights over from Stadion Stari plac, when it was partially demolished. This was after they already tried and failed to make floodlights out of stone. I thought I'd just mention that there are some remnants of a Roman amphitheatre in Split. Not quite as well preserved as the one we saw in Plovdiv, but pretty cool nonetheless. And this is where Split ends. My favourite lot is Arena Gripe. I just love that exterior. Despite the name, I have no gripes with it. Thanks for watching, have a good one.